Me. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic / Non-Classic. This is episode number 1706, and, not 1712, excuse me, and Doubleshot number 1606. I have two DC trades, both of them book ones. First up we have Wonder Woman, book one, The Less True Hero. This is, of course, all these issues in the book are written by Messner-Loebs. This actually begins a very brief run he has for the book, a run that lasts for a little over 3 years. Now, this book does contain the start of his run, which is actually in the Wonder Woman special. Yep, they collect this book. Wonder Woman special, number 1. Wonder Woman Volume 2, issues 63, 64, 66, and 76, and the 3rd annual. You're probably thinking, where the heck is issue number 65, and why isn't it in here? Well, it's a fill-in issue. I will discuss that after I discuss the trade itself. Yep. First up, we have the one-shot that actually started off this run, the Wonder Woman special. Yes, seriously, this is what started off the run. And it's a guest star appearance by frickin' Deathstroke. Excuse me. Yeah, basically this book basically you have Wonder Woman, you have Cheetah being chased by a bunch of people. Yeah, it's mostly just Cheetah and Deathstroke in this issue. And it's kind of weird though, the fact that, and then of course basically we're looking for somebody flying, and then she runs a frickin' Deathstroke. Which kind of makes it the first time Wonder Woman has ever met Deathstroke in this continuity. This of course is pre-Flashpoint, but mostly people call this continuity post-Crisis. You can also call it pre-Flashpoint because this was the period from 1987 to 2011. A 25-year period that people basically still love, and people still basically clamor for the fact that the New 52 relaunch 2011, which by the way happened 11 years ago. Yes, can you believe it's been 11 years? That the relaunch was completely unnecessary, and well, the reboot was completely unnecessary. Yes, and people are claiming for return of the pre-Flash universe. We kind of get that, where everything is pretty much canon now. So, yeah, we have Deathstroke pop up in here. This, I believe, definitely was the first time Wonder Woman ever met Deathstroke, because aside from this one shot, I don't think that Deathstroke ever appeared in Wonder Woman ever again. No, not that I can think of. Let me take a look here about this, because I don't think he ever physically appeared in Wonder Woman. Like, well, not in pre-Flashpoint continuity. Oh no, he did. He did in the most recent line for this series. Yes. You know, it's kind of weird though, the fact this one shot pretty much starts off the run, and it's called Operation Cheetah. Yes. Now, at this point in time, I think Deathstroke only been around for about 12 years at this point in comics, and this was probably the first time he's ever met Wonder Woman. Yep. Now, of course, in the current continuity, the first time meets Wonder Woman was actually in the most current, is actually in the Tony S. Dana run. Yep. Now, I'm looking up on here, just to be sure, because I think that for this run, I think this was his only appearance ever in Wonder Woman. Well, scratch that. He did appear in issue 63, and he appeared in 2 other issues after this. Mainly during the Phil Jimenez books. I'm looking up on here. I don't think he appeared in Airtime after this. Actually, no, he did appear in 1 issue of George Perez's run, which actually was basically part of his last bit. Yes. So, he has appeared a few times, but the others I kind of forgot about because Deathstroke is not somebody associated with frickin' Wonder Woman. Yeah, and of course appears in the next part, which is 63. And then he guest stars for a 2-part appearance in Phil Jimenez as well for Wonder Woman, and that's it. That's all that he does for Wonder Woman. Just these very few appearances because it's not a character he hangs out with. Or at least, he does anything with the character. Because if you look at like a lot of his appearances, it's mostly from Teen Titans. Or like some issues of Outsiders. And yes, he's actually some Superman stuff. Mostly puts like Teen Titans and Batman stuff. Yes, seriously, that's mostly what the guy does. Is appear very sporadically, mostly in some other books. Yeah, oh yeah, he actually has like Green Arrow. Yep. So yes. Yes, mostly just him, their team to find Cheetah. Yep, that's mostly put what this annual is. Yeah, just looking for Cheetah. And then we lead into Wonder Woman 63. Now, the thing between issues is when it comes to Wonder Woman, I think there was a hiatus between issues. I think there was. Yes, this first issue came out in June of, probably could be April of 1992, and 62 came out in February, they say, of 2002. Yes. And could this one should come the same month? Well, I think it was like roughly like 3 months later. Yes. Now, I'm not really sure why Wonder Woman was put on hiatus for a couple months. Yes, I don't know why. If I get a chance to meet Will Messner-Loebs, he might have an answer to that. Oh, and here's a little fun thing about the cover. That's a Brian Ballard cover. Yes. From what I can tell, he was the cover artist for pretty much the entirety of Will Messner-Loebs' run for the book. Yes. Brian Ballard. I don't think he ever did any tier artwork for Wonder Woman. I'm looking up right now. He did do it just for the first annual, but in the case of cover artwork, he probably did a lot of issues for Wonder Woman. Oh yeah. There's no denying Brian Ballard is an excellent artist. Yes. And I'm looking up right now. He pretty much did the entire run for Will Messner-Loebs' run. He was the cover artist for every single issue. I'm looking at it right now. He did not miss a single issue of this whole run. He was looked like he was his primary cover artist. And after issue 100, which by the way was his last issue he did a cover again until 2015. Yes. Well, he did a cover variant. Yes. He did a variant cover for, let's see. It was the Joker variant. Yeah, he did the Joker variant for issue 41, but yeah. Now, I have no problem with Brian Ballard as an artist. And it's weird, though. Like, you have him do the cover art for this book. The interior artwork is done by Jill Thompson, a woman who actually would come back to Wonder Woman even after she wrapped up her run on the title and do a miniseries. Yep. And she came on toward the end of... Oh, this is interesting. No, Jill Thompson's married to Brian Azzarello. Yep. So, in the case of Run for Wonder Woman, she came on with issue 45. Yes, 45. Well, she did do issue recently, issue 776. And she actually left with issue 64. Come back with one more issue after that. And that was it. Yep. Kind of weird, though, the fact they replaced the interior artist of the book with Paris Collins. Yeah, that's who does the interior artwork for Wonder Woman from issue 65 onward. He did it up until issue 71. Yep. And then he was replaced by Lee Moder. Yep, Lee Moder. Who did from issue 72 to, well, 78, but skipped a couple issues. Skipped issues 79 and 82. Yep. I'll discuss more about that when I discuss, well, those issues per se. Yeah, though does find Cheetah. It's a good, basically back and forth stuff. It's a really good two-part to start off the run. We've had one point where Cheetah goes back to being human, and she's butt naked. Yes, seriously. I think her name is Barbara. I think this is the Barbara one. Yeah, this is tended to be the most popular version of the character. Yes. Not really sure why that this one generally is considered to be the most popular version of the character. But yes, I think it's Barbara, not Morse. It's I'm trying to remember her last name. I know it's Barbara. It's Barbara Minerva. Yes. And she's a creation of George Perez. And this, for a lot of people, is the definitive Cheetah. And even the current Cheetah of the current continuity of, like, post-relaunch, like, New 52, she's still, well, the Cheetah. She's mostly been the Cheetah since, like, the late 80s. And she has undergone two redesigns. First, the first was done by Tony S. Daniel. The other was done by Liam Sharp. Yes. Yes, I did talk briefly about the redesign with Liam Sharp, and basically he was okay with doing redesign, and his design for Cheetah has been definitive design since 2016, while Tony S. Daniels has been designed for that brief period of time. But in the case of design here, they use in this book here, yeah, that was a design since for a long time, and later on they get more clothes. Yep. After that two-part involving her, mostly just basically Wonder Woman just trying to live in regular society. It's not like the book was divided, had no villains. You might be asking, does Giganta, who is a longtime Wonder Woman villain, does she appear in any of these issues? No, she doesn't. For some reason, it took until John Byrne to bring this character back. Yes, apparently Loebs want nothing to do with this character at all. And that's your 65 related to the third annual, which is basically the Eclipse Annual. Yes. Eclipso. Yes, pretty much all the annuals have it where, oh, let's have the main character turn into a Eclipso. That's kind of the general premise of the issue, and having a supporting character try to beat her, while beat whoever is being the the Eclipse. A lot of the time, usually it might be a supporting character, but this is basically like one of them was turned to it. Especially this has been the whole issue. Yes. It's a very odd issue per se, but it's mostly to do with various other things. Her return to Eclipso, fighting other things. Also, apparently, Jill Thompson had this thing where, yeah, gotta show Wonder Woman's back. Yes, to show the fact that the back of her outfit has got nothing holding it up. Yes, for some reason they decided to do that for some reason with her. I have no idea why the heck this is a good idea. Yep, 6-6, go to space for an issue. Yep, why the heck not? Yeah, let's have Wonder Woman go to space for a few issues. I mean, it's not a bad idea to do. Yeah, and they pretty much have her basically be a slave for several issues just to play up the fact, oh, yeah, it's Wonder Woman. Let's have her in space because Superman goes to space, so why not Wonder Woman? Yep, and this lasts for several issues. Yeah, her being going to a slave, forced to go to a slave planet. I mean, going to space probably she did it willingly, but going to the slave planet, yeah, and then she overthrows the people there. And wait, she goes there in issue 66. Was actually 67. Yeah, 67 she goes to space. And basically she's stuck in space for several issues. Yep. Yeah. And you're probably thinking, okay, when did she finally go back to Earth, you might ask? Well, not for a while. Yeah, it's not until, like, issue 70 when she runs to the Dominators. And then she runs to her old friend, who actually is from the George Perez. I kind of forgot she was here. It's Julia from the George Perez run. I kind of forgot she returned here. Yep. And then, of course, there we have more stuff with her back on Earth. After being in space for, must have been about 5 or 6 issues she was in space. And then we have this weird Amazon story. Basically for issue 72, which is a pretty good story. It's just basically some interesting that Wonder would not be a big character. And then you have her in issue 73, where she starts working at Taco Bell. Yep. But at least this artist actually remembers her actually having a full back. Well, because that one artist basically shows on the back, oh yeah, she has nothing holding up her alpha in the front. Yeah. Because Wonder Woman's hot. Of course she is. Yep. And the whole thing of her working at this Taco Bell, this variation of Taco Bell, this actually lasts for a good chunk of Willie Messner-Loebs' run. Yeah, starts issue 73, because she basically just tried to get a job. And the place is called Taco Wits. Yes, first pops up in issue 73. And it's here for quite some time. Yep. You're probably thinking, when does Wonder Woman stop working for this place? Well, Taco Wits, like I said, first appears in issue 73, and she stops basically, later on. Yeah. It doesn't happen in this book per se, it happens in the next volume, but I'll discuss that later on. Basically, the last time that this place actually appeared in a Wonder Woman book. Yep. It's almost like basically they had her do this for a few issues just cuz. Yeah. Working for this place, Taco Waltz. Which, it's basically a stand-in for Taco Bell. Yep. And she says working despite her credentials. Yep. Yep. And she's here for a lot of the period of time. She's basically all staying with various other people. Also, for some reason, sometimes the artist tends to draw Wonder Woman, despite the fact she's usually very young and beautiful. Sometimes the artist tends to draw her a little older, like, a little older than she's probably supposed to be when she appears to other people. By the way, here's issue 75. Love this cover by Brian Bellard. It's a really good cover. Yep. And, Wonder Woman apparently has got, no problem basically switching out of her outfit just to go, do other things. You find Octopus. Yep. And basically help saving a guy's life. Just the kindness of her heart. And then we have this golden statue thing. Yeah, so basically in a way with issue 70, I think this is 76, she kind of is way let go from Taco Waltz. Well, then she comes back. And then she teams up with Isa, the female, one of 2 female Dr. Fates. Yep, she pops up here for a couple issues. Yeah, they have the whole Golden Wonder Woman thing. And then we have Cersei the Sorceress appears in this issue. Yes, for some reason the artists make her a little older than she's supposed to be. Yep, and that's the actual trade itself. Yep, now before I discuss basically the very next year, which by the way it's a trade series I'm hoping to talk about. Now, I want to talk about 65, the issue that this trade skipped. It's mostly an issue that's done by Joey Calloway, a guy who was a frequent co-writer with Jerry Conway on the series Firestorm. Yep, and I believe this was the only issue he wrote for Wonder Woman. It's mostly her taking on Dr. Psycho, which is great. Paul Paris-Cullis, who takes over, he actually takes over the artwork for this issue. And that's mostly what that is. But that issue itself is actually pretty good. I'm going to give that issue a 9 out of 10. And Wonder Woman Book 1, Last True Hero, also a 9 out of 10. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I have to end this right here for a quick 2-part because I got to use the bathroom. Okay? Next video. So I'll see you back here. Okay? Bye.